So last summer, I was helping my buddy with a bee removal in Orinda, and it was at this really big, giant mansion house. And I popped his bee vacuum off. I was literally scraping stingers off my arm. Yeah, it was so bad, and I couldn't even talk. And these guys are dragging me down these stairs, right? Pants are down to ankles. And they're dragging me down the stairs. My feet are flopping, and I see the guy down there. He's like, "Oh my God, we gotta get out of here. The bees are after us." Together, like, let's just get this happen. And I couldn't do anything. It's so stupid. But they ended up hitting me with an EpiPen. But after that, though, I was like, you know, I got to be more geared up. I'm Kelly. I'm from Brentwood. I'm a beekeeper here at Frog Hollow Farms, run around 200 hives. Here at Frog Hollow, I do the pollination for a lot of the fruit trees. I also make really good honey here.
How does the scale of your operation compare to beekeepers in this area?
For me, I'm still kind of small, around 200 hives. And I don't ever like to go over 250. I don't have a giant team, and I've been running this many hives by myself with a little bit of help on and off seasonally. It gets a little crazy for me. So there's gonna be a lot of bees inside. There's gonna be 10 frames. So I like to work 10 frames. When I pull up the frames, I usually pull from the ends because the honey is usually on the ends. We don't harvest from these second hives right here. Usually 3 and up we'll start harvesting. That's when the honey starts to flow. And when I know when it's ready is when it's like fully sealed up.
Okay.
The bees inside, worker bees inside will go inside the cell and put the honey in one of the cells, and they'll just keep filling it till it's full. And then they use their wings to kind of evaporate some of the water content in the honey, and so it gets thicker. And then once that's done, they cap it. If there's an abundant, we will use it. We'll take it and sell it. I let the bees kind of just do what they're going to do. I don't try to manipulate at all. I used to not feed my bees, and I just found them just so much happier and healthier now that we've been feeding them. Especially with so many beekeepers coming in, there's a lot of disease on the rise with the bees, so you have to really keep their health up.
Oh.
Kind of like us, just eating healthy and trying, you know, stay strong. And then as far as the life cycle of the bee, they have the egg, they go through the pupa stage, and then once they hatch out, they basically just work around their cell, and then they start graduating their nurser bee, and they start taking care of the other babies, and then they graduate. They're gonna go out on their flights, you know, and they'll gather pollen and nectar. So every day around 4 o'clock, you'll see what's called an orienting flight. So you see all the younger bees going out on their first flight, and they usually just kind of stick around the hive, and they're flying around the hive, and they're kind of just generally mapping out where they are, making sure that that's their home, and they'll go farther and then farther out every day. And then you could tell the difference between the drone bees. So these are the drone. Yeah, they don't have any stingers. They're bigger and they're louder.
And their purpose is to guard?
No, they don't do anything. They just mate with the queen, and then the worker bees feed them, and they clean them and everything.
So the ladies are doing all the work.
The ladies are always doing all the work. I heard something like TikTok loves male bees, drone bees. I was like, I could totally see that. Okay, they're getting pissy. I'm gonna close this up. All right, time to go. I know, I'm sorry. Okay. I remember sitting in high school, like we were sitting in our little quad area, and we were all talking about what we were wanting to do with our lives, and it just popped out. I was like, I think I want to be a beekeeper, and never really put any thought into that after that. And I actually went into midwifery school and I was studying to become a midwife, and then I ended up pregnant with my son. So I was 22 when I got pregnant, and I was just about to go into my apprenticeship, which is more hands-on as far as delivering babies. That life just, I wanted to be home with my babies. So I don't want to be on call at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I switched gears, and it took me quite a while. We moved back to Brentwood. We were in Marin County around that time, and I moved back to Brentwood area. I called a local beekeeper here. She was an older woman. I asked her, I'm like, hey, do you ever teach anybody about bees? And she goes, no, I haven't, but I got a swarm call if you want to come and meet me right now. So I jumped in my car, and it was a hot day, and I had a tank top and shorts, and I sat down next to this spa, and I actually put bees in a box. And it was probably the second biggest spiritual awakening of my life. And I knew this is just what I wanted to do. That summer I started with 18 hives, and I've been growing ever since. And about 5 years ago, I decided to quit my job at the school district and go full-time into beekeeping. Every hive has its own personality. For the most part, they're pretty good, but I definitely have some nasty hives. They're feisty. I personally like them feisty. Tells me that they're strong. Keeps you on your toes. You're not taking them for granted. They're reminding you that they're the boss. So I do quite a bit, actually. Like, as a female beekeeper, I do it all, you know? It wasn't easy in the beginning because I was trying to network and like meet different beekeepers. It is definitely a male-dominant industry, you know, but there's a lot of women where we're starting to change that. You could always tell when a woman beekeeper, you look at their hives, they're always colorful and there's always something, not just like white. We just make things a little prettier, and we're more marketing and our products and stuff like that. It definitely has more of a feminine touch, which is more eye-catching. This is labor-intensive, all of it. You know, we're all out there working in the heat, long hours. You know, you have to have some grit behind you. It's grown immensely in the past 3 years. We sell online now. Word's just gotten out at how many different products I have. Some people don't like honey, but they like my other products. I do a couple of farmers markets, and I've been at the farmers markets for quite a bit. That's actually kind of how I started, you know, was doing the Brentwood Farmers Market every other weekend. I started going every Saturday, and then once I went full-time, I looked for a couple other farmers markets. You know, I've had Miss Bee Haven since I was in my probably late 20s. What I'm proud of most is that I was able to raise my children and also work and do something that I absolutely love. It's allowed me to be in nature and keep that connection with nature. I am relatively just a woman-based company, and being able to grow Miss Bee Haven as a mom, as a wife, and a strong woman, and having that around me, I think that's one of my highlights as a Miss Bee Haven honey.